We're back. This is Arielle Live TV, and I want to shout out to everyone out there who's watching. Richard Ardy from Philly, he's watching right now, and all the people who's watching today. I hope you guys have a good day, and we'll continue our story about Ludy's controversial story. But anyway, I'm reading all these things that, according to here, the mental and physical health of both parents is good. Okay, and then there is no history of parental abuse or neglect. There is no history of domestic violence. So basically, tell me why Dr. Holland says all what he says here, that mom has a limited insight into the damage she's causing. It's unable to recognize and meet the emotional needs of her child. Tell me about that.
Well, the whole issue with that expert is that she was tainted by those tapes, those edited, altered, illegally obtained tapes at my home. So the judge allowed that expert to utilize transcripts of those tapes and tapes. So when I met her, she honestly reassured me that she's not going to touch them. She said they're sealed. I know they're legally obtained. And later on, she completely relied on them. When I read her report, after she's met my son 4 times, 1 hour each time, she basically asked my son to play Call of Duty, shoot each other. So they were running in the room, according to my son, and were shooting each other. And she said the child is aggressive. My son,
Of course, for God's sake, the child is 5 years old. What the child can do is play. They always think about, play the games. Like me, I have a 10 years old. I take away the games. I take away the computer. I take away the cell phone. Because my daughter, she's a straight A. She never pay attention. She's always like, if you call her, huh? Because she has these headphones 24 hours, okay?
That's no problem.
So now she's gonna go against me and she's gonna call her dad that my mom doesn't want me to do this. But since she's 10, of course they're not gonna say yes and yes. So she never had a cell phone and a computer for 2 weeks. So that's the same thing with you.
Well, the whole problem was that conclusions that Stephanie Holland was making. My boy is straight A student, so even if he was ever play any games, his performance in school was exceptional. We're not talking about just regular average child. We're talking about straight A student. We're talking about perfect behavior. So when she put it on the report that he was aggressive, you can imagine how I felt, because my boy is a sweetheart. There never was aggression towards no one. Then she said, my boy cannot spell his name right. Basically, he is not doing well in school. And we had 2 teachers came and says, well, this boy is straight A student, the best spelling bee in the class.
And why the judge acknowledge what she's acknowledging, that the boy is aggressive? Of course the boy will play hard. Come on, how old are you, judge? What? I don't know who you are, but how old are you? 70, 60, or 50? And you're playing with a 5 years old? Of course the 5 years old will be aggressive.
Well, you engaging in the specific game. You ask him, let's play the war. Let's shoot each other.
The war, and that's a 5 years old. They're more aggressive than you. If you're 50 years old, of course you're losing a little bit energy. But for God's sake, why use the evidence against this mother that is not actually legal? It's illegal to use tape secretly in Nevada.
But
correct?
the problem, yes, it is completely illegal. But the problem is when we took binder from her and we started reading her notes, the binder revealed us the child was playing exactly the same game on dad's days. So all this issue the judge was holding against me, that I bought Xbox and Call of Duty, was no longer issue, because he played exactly the same game on dad's days. So the judge, for 15 months, she was telling us that she doesn't care what is on those tapes. I don't care what mom says child about dad. But when we proved that games is not an issue, she went back and used everything what Stephanie Holland was testifying. But I have issues with testimony of Stephanie Holland. And in Nevada and any state, I believe, when we have court-appointed specialists who are enjoying their absolute immunity as judges, we have no remedies to go and oppose them and says, you lied here. You have to be responsible. You did not do parenting alienation assessment. It's a long process. Parenting alienation assessment, you have to see interaction between child and other parent. Is there is any resentful? Is there any hate from child towards that parent? None of that was done here, and I am accused of distressing my son because I said, according to Stephanie Holland, Daddy is sneaky and mean, and that was a main reason of me losing custody of my son.
Just the two words, sneaky and mean.
Yes, that's
Without no probing of your abuser and neglectful.
I love my.
I think, you know what, by talking to you, I think
Yeah.
this is against the war between you and your husband, not the child. I mean, that man is using your child to go against you. I mean, sometimes it happens when you get divorced and the divorce is bitter. Like me and my ex, the better divorce. So he used my children against me. Now they're grown up, they're 28, 29. It's the same thing like you. And you're a very career woman, and your husband probably also is a career man. I cannot judge both of you because I never live in your house, but other people judges other people because they intend to gossip and to hurt other people. But knowing you, talking to you today, how could you hurt and how could they accuse you like that? And according here, you are not.
I'm waiting for Supreme Court decision, and if I do not like decision, I will go to U.S. Supreme Court because I am exceptional mom.
What are you trying to send a message to all the parents out there who experience a bitter divorce, that the man who is actually vindictive towards to a woman or a wife, the ex-wife?
I believe it's also advice to our judges. A lot of states in U.S. They right now enforcing parallel parenting. What is parallel parenting means? When two parents don't get along with each other, they hate each other, there is a conflict. The judges make a schedule when there is no physical interaction between parents. They don't see each other. You drop your child in school, you pick up your child from the school. There is no need for people say something inappropriate to each other.
Correct.
Also, parallel parenting assumes parent responsibility, sole parent responsibility on each custodial time of each parent. And I believe that working, and there is research about that, these parents over the 2 years learn how to respect each other, learn how to acknowledge each other's rights, and that's the best solution for conflicting parents.
So according here also, you're supporting your child now for $749 a month. So that's why, sometimes like my ex, okay, let me use my ex, just because he doesn't want to pay child support because he's paying child support in that time, so he has to do something to hurt me. So that's exactly that I'm thinking that he wants to happen to you because he hates you, not about your child. The child said, I love my mom and dad.
He loves both parents, and actually one of the ways for me, I'm waiting for decision, but as of right now I am looking into the fact that I did have my expert who unfortunately did not show up to the trial, but I finally got possession of the audio recordings between my son and that specialist, and on that recordings my son clearly acknowledged he loves both parents. He wants equal time with both parents, and I believe what happened to us is injustice, and I am a mom who unconditionally love your son, and I will not stop until it's straightened out and it's fair for the sake of my son.
We'll be right back, and we're going to talk more about this story. Once again, I want all the viewers out there who are actually condoning her that she's a bad mother. You guys, if you guys have all of this paper, I know this is probably a public and you guys can read it. This is between the mother and the father, or the exes. So we should not judge her or him. They should at least come together, that finish this, or whoever is in between on this situation. All she wants is to have the both parties custody, and all she wants to address is the judgment that against her is not legal, is injustice. So we'll be right back, and thank you so much, Chapman car dealer and Henderson. Thank you so much for helping me to get a nice car. And of course, Lawrence and his team, thank you so much. And we'll be right back on the third segment with the view of Las Vegas.